Hi, I'm Claire Cannon from the Good Reading Guide. Today I'd like to talk about a few books that will change your life and work. I know we're all thinking, who has time to read a book about how to live and work? We're too busy living and working. But what if just a few pieces of information from these books could make you get so much more out of the things you do and the people you meet every day? The first book is Your Brain at Work by David Rock. This book is brilliant. It explains which part of the brain we use for different functions, and once we know how it works, it shows how to do things most effectively and find the most fulfillment in what we do. It has a continuing story that threads through each chapter to apply the theory, making it easy to see how we can change our bad habits. It covers so many areas of life: how to face being overwhelmed by emails when we start work, how to tackle a difficult task in a way that makes it so doable, how to deal with pressure, how to face uncertainty, how to relate with people we find difficult, or how to change a social environment that may be uncomfortable or even antagonistic. I'll be reading a small amount of this book every day for the rest of my life. The second book is Off Balance by Matthew Kelly. This book dispels the myth of finding the perfect balance between too many things. Instead, it helps you to sort out which are the most important and to give those the time they need. This can only make you a better person. It's common sense, but the practical questions take you through how to apply it immediately. It would be a great book to use as part of a staff development workshop. The third book is Virtuous Leadership by Alexandra Havard. This book demonstrates how virtue can impact every kind of personal and professional situation. To describe the impact this can have, I'll quote from the author's foreword. He sees an old lady rummaging through the rubbish, and he gives her the money he has left in his pocket. A few minutes later, just as he was boarding the train, the old woman came running up to him with a big smile on her face and a bunch of flowers which she gave to him. Seeing her great selflessness and generosity of heart, he says he was overcome with joy, with a deep love for life, with a desire to be better. And he continues, "It is by no means unusual that a close encounter with goodness makes the soul take flight, as though it had sprouted wings." Imagine how the world would be transformed if people lived this kind of virtue in their positions of leadership. The last book is The Power of Nice by Linda Kaplan-Taylor and Robin Koval. The two authors of this book run an advertising agency, and advertising is probably not what you'd call a nice industry. It's more cutthroat. But they set out with the aim of bringing nice into everything they do. How they treat co-workers, how they treat competitors, how they treat clients, and how they treat their own families. Initially, it seems that they're saying, be nice so that other people will be nice to you. But as the book progresses, it becomes more, be nice because it will make you happier. This short book is full of amazing anecdotes which show the consequences of being nice. It's such an uplifting read. It also has practical suggestions at the end of each chapter that are so easy to put into practice. These are just a few books from the personal development section on the Good Reading Guide. Read them and be inspired.